The story begins in a peaceful, picturesque Igbo village. Traditional mud houses dot the landscape, surrounded by lush greenery. The sounds of the village hustle fill the air. Women chanting as they pound yam, children running across dusty paths, and goats bleating in the distance. In this village, the weight of expectation hangs over Chijioke and Ifeoma's lives. Despite their love for each other, the community watches them closely, expecting the birth of a child, the heir to their family legacy. Chijioke and Ifeoma sit in their cosy, well-decorated living room, filled with modern touches and cultural artifacts. The walls are adorned with woven Igbo art, and the scent of fresh palm oil fills the air. They discuss their growing frustration with the pressure from Chijioke's mother and the villagers, who continue to push them for a child. Chijioke holds Ifeoma's hand, his heart heavy with both love and sorrow. Chijioke's mother visits their home, her face filled with worry and impatience. She wears a brightly coloured wrapper, traditional beads around her neck, and a stern expression. She asks once again, "When will you give me a grandchild?" The pressure is suffocating. Ifeoma tries to smile, but the weight of the situation makes her feel small. Chijioke's mother leaves, disappointed, her eyes lingering on the empty cradle in the corner. The couple decides to seek medical help and visits a modern hospital in the city. They sit in a sterile, bright office, discussing IVF with the doctor. Chijioke and Ifeoma exchange looks of hope and uncertainty. The doctor, dressed in white, reassures them that this is their best chance for a child. The decision is made. They will go through IVF, and soon their dream of parenthood might come true. Months later, Ifeoma gives birth to a healthy baby girl, Nia. But when the baby is placed in her arms, the couple is shocked to see that Nia has fair skin and light eyes. This is not what they expected. The doctors reassure them that everything is fine, but Chijioke feels a deep confusion. Ifeoma, although surprised, is filled with love for her daughter, knowing that this child is the result of their long-awaited dream. The village is abuzz with gossip. As Chijioke and Ifeoma bring their newborn back home, the villagers stare at the child with suspicion. Whispers ripple through the air as people question the baby's true origins. "This isn't our blood," one villager says. The rejection is swift and harsh. Chijioke and Ifeoma feel the sting of their community's disapproval as they walk through the village, the whispers growing louder. Chijioke's mother storms into their home, her face twisted with anger. "What have you done to my son?" she demands. She refuses to acknowledge Nia as her grandchild, accusing Ifeoma of using witchcraft to manipulate Chijioke. Ifeoma tries to explain, but the words fall on deaf ears. Chijioke stands, helpless, caught between the woman he loves and the mother who raised him. Days turn into weeks, and the strain on Chijioke and Ifeoma deepens. In the quiet of their home, Ifeoma gazes out the window, lost in thought. Chijioke joins her, his expression weary. They both know their family is being torn apart by forces beyond their control, but they find solace in one another. They hold each other close, determined to protect their love and their daughter, despite the world's rejection. Chijioke and Ifeoma decide to leave the village and move to the city. In the bustling urban setting, their spirits begin to lift. The city is alive with modern life, busy streets, tall buildings, and diverse people. They find a new apartment, bright and spacious, filled with both modern and traditional Igbo decorations. The air is different here. They feel a sense of relief and freedom, but the past still lingers in their minds. In the city, Chijioke and Ifeoma begin to heal. They take Nia to a local park, where she giggles and plays with other children. The couple watches her, their hearts swelling with pride. They know that the love they have for Nia is all that matters. The rejection of the village seems distant now, as they embrace their new life. One day, years later, Chijioke receives a call from his mother. Her voice is softer now, filled with regret. She tells him she wants to meet Nia. Chijioke is hesitant but agrees. He knows this could be a turning point, but he's unsure if his mother is ready to let go of the past. Chijioke's mother arrives in the city to meet Nia. She is dressed in a traditional Igbo wrapper, beads, and head tie, but her body language is stiff, uncertain. Nia, now a little older, approaches her with curiosity, her big eyes full of innocence. Chijioke's mother hesitates before reaching out to hold her. There's a moment of silence before she looks down at the child. Slowly, her face softens and she whispers, "She is your daughter." The first moments are tense. Chijioke's mother holds Nia at arm's length, unsure of how to feel. Nia giggles, attempting to reach for her grandmother's necklace. It's a small, almost imperceptible gesture, but it breaks through the tension. Chijioke watches with bated breath. His heart is in his throat. He wants to believe this could work, but the history of rejection weighs on him. As time passes, Chijioke's mother starts to spend more time with Nia. One afternoon, Nia smiles brightly at her grandmother, her innocent joy contagious. For the first time, Chijioke's mother laughs, her eyes wet with emotion. She gently strokes Nia's cheek, her heart slowly thawing. It's clear that love is beginning to form, slowly but surely. The past hurt begins to loosen its grip. Chijioke invites close family members to a gathering at their home. There's a mix of nervousness and hope in the air. The meal is laid out, jollof rice, goat meat, and yam porridge. The air is filled with the delicious aroma. Slowly, people start to acknowledge Nia. Though hesitant, they offer her food and play with her. The tension in the room starts to fade, and smiles begin to emerge. Late at night, Chijioke sits alone, thinking deeply. He feels torn between his love for his mother and his deep commitment to Ifeoma and Nia. He wonders if he'll ever be able to fully reconcile his past with his future. The weight of family, legacy, and culture weighs heavily on him. He stares out the window, the city lights twinkling below. His thoughts are quiet, but the storm inside him rages. The news of Nia's growth and her bond with Chijioke's mother reaches the village. Slowly, some villagers start to change their perception. An elder visits Chijioke in the city and tells him that the villagers have begun to soften. They see Nia not as an outsider, but as part of the family. Chijioke is surprised, but hopeful. Maybe, just maybe, acceptance is possible after all. The village elders invite Chijioke and his family back for a reconciliation dinner. The atmosphere is cautious yet hopeful. Traditional dishes like ofe nasala, white soup, with pounded yam and pepper soup, are served. As the meal progresses, people begin to talk about the old ways, realizing that bloodlines and appearances don't define family. The atmosphere softens, and for the first time, Chijioke and Ifeoma feel a sense of belonging. To celebrate their acceptance, the village organ organizes a cultural festival. Traditional dancers in vibrant clothing perform with energetic movements accompanied by drummers. Nia watches with wide eyes, her tiny hands clapping to the rhythm. Chijioke and Ifeoma smile proudly, seeing their daughter embrace the culture that was once rejected. The festival signifies the bridging of two worlds, tradition and progress. Chijioke's mother, now with a softened heart, takes Nia aside during the festival. In a quiet moment, she places her hands on Nia's head and blesses her in Igbo. "You are my blood, my granddaughter," she says. Tears glisten in her eyes as the weight of years of rejection falls away. Chijioke, watching from a distance, feels the years of tension begin to dissolve. Back in their modern home, Chijioke and Ifeoma sit on the porch, the evening sun casting a golden glow over their lives. Nia plays with her toys on the grass. Chijioke turns to Ifeoma and, with a smile, says, "We've come so far." Ifeoma smiles, her eyes filled with quiet joy. Together, they have created a life that is uniquely their own, free from the judgments of others. In the months that follow, the village slowly begins to embrace Nia as part of their community. Villagers start to interact with her in the streets, playing with her and acknowledging her as Chijioke's daughter. Chijioke's mother, once cold, now walks with Nia by her side, teaching her the old ways of their people. The village, though still rooted in tradition, begins to see that love transcends blood. One day, as Chijioke looks out over the village from a hill, he realizes that his daughter, though not born of their lineage, has become the future of their family's legacy. Nia is a bridge between tradition and the new world, a testament to the power of love and acceptance. He knows that the future is no longer about bloodlines, but about building a life based on love and unity. As Nia grows, Chijioke and Ifeoma make sure she learns the language and customs of their Igbo heritage. They teach her to speak Igbo, and they celebrate the rich culture of their ancestors. Nia's connection to her heritage deepens, and she proudly wears traditional Igbo clothing during family celebrations. Chijioke's mother, now fully embracing Nia, offers her forgiveness for the past. At a family gathering, she takes Ifeoma's hand and says, "You are my daughter, not my enemy." The air between them clears as they both understand the power of forgiveness and love. The wounds of the past are healed, and the family is united. Chijioke and Ifeoma, watching Nia as she plays with her cousins, feel a profound sense of gratitude. Their journey has been long, but it has taught them that family is not just about blood. As they look at their daughter, they know that Nia's story is only just beginning. One of love, acceptance, and breaking boundaries. In a final celebration, the village hosts a festival in honor of Nia and the new understanding between the old and new. The elders, who once rejected her, now celebrate her as the future of their community. The drummers play, the dancers dance, and the entire village comes together, united in a vision of hope. As Chijioke watches Nia grow into a strong, confident young girl, he knows that his legacy is no longer tied to blood or a throne. His legacy is in the love and unity he and Ifeoma have created, a family that transcends tradition and embraces the future. Nia's journey is just beginning, and he is proud of the person she is becoming. The story ends with Nia, now an adult, returning to the village to honor her roots. She carries with her the legacy of both her Igbo heritage and her parents' love. The villagers, once skeptical, now see her as one of their own. The cycle of acceptance and love continues, and Nia's future is bright. The final scene shows the whole family gathered at home, celebrating together. Laughter fills the air as they dance to traditional Igbo music. It is a celebration of family, love, and the understanding that true legacy comes from the bonds we create. Nia is at the heart of it all, a symbol of strength, resilience, and unity. The story ends with a message: family is built on love, not blood. Chijioke and Ifeoma's story teaches us that love transcends bloodlines and prejudice. Their fight for acceptance shows that true family is built on love, not genetics. Through resilience, they prove that happiness comes from making our own choices, not society's expectations. Their journey also highlights the power of forgiveness and understanding in overcoming conflicts. Inspired by this powerful tale, subscribe now for more stories that challenge norms and spread love, acceptance, and the true meaning of family. Thanks for watching Story Animation by Elton Okoye.